Eric Braeden is opening up in a way that feels both honest and reassuring. After a difficult stretch with pneumonia, the longtime, the young, and the restless star is on the mend, back at work, and reflecting on everything his body has been through over the past few years. In his recent Facebook update, Braeden didn't downplay how serious the illness was. He explained that pneumonia sidelined him for roughly 2 weeks, but the impact went beyond just those days. It left him physically drained, with low energy and limited mobility at times. He described it as the kind of sickness that doesn't just slow you down, it stops you in your tracks. Even walking or doing basic daily tasks became a challenge during the worst of it. What made things more complicated was that the illness spread through his family. His son and granddaughter were also dealing with similar symptoms, but Braeden acknowledged that age made his experience tougher. Recovery took longer, and the fatigue lingered. He emphasized that pneumonia is not something to take lightly, especially later in life, because the body simply doesn't bounce back the same way it used to. Still, there was a clear sense of gratitude in how he talked about it. He credited modern medicine, particularly antibiotics and timely care, for helping him recover without further complications. He also highlighted the importance of listening to doctors and not trying to push through an illness like this. For him, slowing down wasn't a choice. It was necessary. Now that he's past the worst of it, Braeden is focused on rebuilding his strength. He's returned to exercising, but with a noticeably more cautious mindset. Instead of jumping straight back into intense workouts, he's easing in step by step. He spoke about how important it is to recondition the body gradually after a respiratory illness, especially one that affects stamina and breathing. He's also paying closer attention to overall health habits, things like rest, consistency, and not overextending himself. It's a shift in approach that he openly links to experience. After decades of staying active and working long hours, he's learned that recovery is just as important as performance. Despite everything, he didn't stay away from the set for long. Braeden has already resumed filming, stepping back into the role of Victor Newman, a character he has embodied for more than 4 decades. And he didn't return to a light schedule either. He shared that recent weeks have involved heavy workloads, including long shooting days, and, at times, filming multiple episodes in a single day. Even so, being back at the young and the restless clearly means a lot to him. He spoke about the comfort of returning to a familiar environment and the energy he gets from working with his co-stars. He specifically mentioned reconnecting with Melody Thomas Scott, Joshua Morrow, Mark Grossman, Amelia Heinle, and Michelle Stafford, describing it as something he genuinely missed while recovering. He also offered a behind-the-scenes look at the emotional demands of the show. His current storyline includes intense and sometimes confrontational scenes, particularly with Melody Thomas Scott, who plays Nikki. Braeden admitted those moments can be exhausting, especially after being sick, but they're also part of what he loves about acting. Once the cameras stop rolling, there's a sense of mutual respect and relief, knowing they delivered something meaningful. Looking at his career as a whole, it's hard to overstate his impact. Braeden joined The Young and the Restless in 1980, and over time, Victor Newman became one of the most recognizable and enduring characters in daytime television. His portrayal has earned him widespread respect, including a Daytime Emmy Award, and has kept audiences invested for generations. But his journey didn't start there. Before Genoa City, Braeden had already built a diverse acting resume. He appeared in films like Titanic, where he played John Jacob Astor, and starred in the television series The Rat Patrol. Over the years, he's taken on a wide range of roles, but it's his consistency and longevity on daytime TV that truly set him apart. His recent health update also carries extra weight because it follows another major battle. In 2023, Braeden revealed he had been diagnosed with high-grade bladder cancer. The diagnosis came after he experienced urinary and prostate-related symptoms while recovering from knee surgery. He underwent procedures to address the prostate issue and then completed 6 weeks of BCG immunotherapy to target the cancer cells. Later that year, he shared the news everyone hoped for. Doctors could no longer detect cancer. While he continues to go for regular checkups, He has been open about being cancer-free and has used his platform to encourage others not to ignore warning signs or delay medical care. His willingness to talk about it helped reduce stigma around these types of conditions, especially among men who might otherwise avoid getting checked. Taken together, these health challenges have clearly shaped his outlook. In his latest update, Braeden spoke about appreciating the simple things: breathing comfortably, stepping outside, and feeling strong enough to return to work. There's a sense that he doesn't take any of it for granted. He also made sure to acknowledge his fans, something he's always done. He talked about how much their support means to him and how it motivates him to keep going, even after setbacks. For someone who has spent decades on screen, that connection still matters deeply. At this stage in his life and career, Braeden could easily step back. Instead, he continues to show up, take on demanding scenes, and stay fully engaged in his craft. His recent recovery from pneumonia is just another example of that resilience.